and the omnibus. So I was forced into the Archers when I was a child. And look, it's come back to bite me later on. I'm awash with this stuff.
The Archers is the world's longest-running radio show, with more than 15,000 episodes broadcast. Despite being a rural flavour show, The Archers is recorded in the heart of...
Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're jumping into some sources that seem, well, pretty ordinary on the surface. You know, a kid's birthday, some local business stuff, a weird incident in a car park.
Exactly. It looks like just a slice of life. But our job today is to sort of peel back those layers, right?
Yeah, find the connections, the little power plays maybe, the anxieties hiding just under the surface of this community.
It really does take us right into the heart of Ambridge. And you see how even simple things like party planning or business deals, they reveal all these underlying tensions. And it all seems to build towards this really quite baffling security issue.
Okay, so quite a mix of things. Where should we start unpacking all this?
Well, the sources give us these two birthdays, side by side almost.
Yeah.
And they make a great starting point, I think. A real contrast.
Okay, yeah, let's do that. First up is Rosie's birthday. Sounds like chaos in a good way. Stella and Pip are apparently knee-deep in presents and party bags.
Right. But the thing that really stands out is Rosie herself. She's not just letting things happen to her. The sources say she's, like, dictating things.
Dictating, wow.
Yeah, like grabbing Toby, her dad, the second he arrives and saying, nope, we're going to the circus. No helping with party stuff for you.
Yeah.
It's her birthday week, apparently. She's definitely running the show.
Okay, sounds like a character. But wasn't there something else? Something surprising?
Oh, absolutely. And this bit, it really makes you stop and think. Rosie, who's nearly 7, she asks Pip if she can call her mom.
Wait, another mom? In addition to Stella, her mommy?
Exactly. Not replacing, but adding. And her reason. She says, apparently it's quite cool to have 2 mothers nowadays.
Whoa, that's pretty insightful for a 7-year-old. How did Pip react?
Well, the reaction sounds like surprise, definitely. Came out of the blue, and maybe a little bit of worry about how Toby might take it.
Yeah, I can imagine. It does say a lot about how things are changing, even in a place like Ambridge.
It really does. It's like this little snapshot of shifting family ideas, generational change in action, maybe, and this sort of bright, assertive energy from Rosie. It's such a stark contrast to the other birthday coming up.
Tracy's 50th. Yeah, you can really feel the difference. Rosie's all excitement. Tracy is just dread, pure dread.
The sources paint a picture of her being really, really upset. Partly about her relationship with George, feeling like there's no chance there now.
And there's that side detail about Neil and Susan, something about Mom's ring. Just adds to the background noise, I guess.
It does. But Tracy's main focus seems to be this party. And she's absolutely adamant not going.
Yeah.
That's what she says.
Even though her friends, Ketan and Jolene, know she usually loves a wild party, loves saunas, it sounds completely out of character.
Totally. And she has a very specific reason, apparently. It's about who Jazzer invited.
Ah, right. Martin Gibson.
Yes. And Tracy's got this huge social anxiety kicking in. She's worried Martin will judge her cozy little home.
Comparing it to his, massive posh house where he throws business-type parties, that kind of thing.
Exactly that kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's really eating her up.
To the point where she's planning an escape. Going to Jimmy's Thai Garden with Brad and Chelsea instead of her own party.
Yep, a complete avoidance strategy.
So 2 birthdays, 2 completely different ways of facing a milestone. Really shows the different pressures at play, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Different emotional worlds within the same small community.
And these kinds of feelings, these anxieties, they don't just stay personal, do they? They seem to seep into the business side of things, too.
That's a good way to put it. Let's pivot to that. The business front. There's actually a lighter note first. Ed using a drone.
Oh, yeah. For marketing his tree surgery business?
Yeah.
Getting aerial shots for publicity? Sounds quite modern for Ambridge.
And smart, too. He's roped in Georgie's girlfriend, who's apparently a social media guru.
Ah, okay. Leveraging connections makes sense. Using new tools to spread the word.
It's a nice little example of how things are changing, business-wise.
But then things get a bit more tense with the corporate stuff.
Yeah, things definitely tighten up when we get to Annabelle Schreier. She's apparently increased her shares in SH's brewery.
Okay, more influence there.
And she's suddenly very interested in the barley harvest. Not just on the estate, but generally.
What does Brian make of her?
Well, his assessment is pretty blunt. He calls her unfathomable.
Unfathomable. Strong word.
Yeah. And the ultimate canny businesswoman, especially with her legal background. He thinks she constantly has an agenda.
And compares her to Justin Elliott. That tells you something right there.
It certainly does. Paints her as a serious player.
Speaking of Justin Elliott, he seems to be causing some headaches.
Yeah, quite a bit of stress, actually. It's about this contract for Home Farm with Bell. Apparently, it's just a formality, something that needs signing off.
But Justin's just not signing it.
Exactly. He's unresponsive. And it's making Brian look bad, apparently. Creates this awkward power dynamic.
Right, because Brian needs it sorted. Even if it's Justin dragging his feet.
Precisely. But the really big issue, the major point of conflict, is about land.
Okay.
Justin wants to take 500 acres, quite a lot of what's described as low-grade land, and take it out of food production altogether.
Wow, 500 acres. Out of farming, that feels significant for Ambridge.
It is. Brian feels it goes against the whole purpose of farming. It's a fundamental disagreement.
Is anyone trying to change his mind?
Yeah, the board is. Ryan, Annabelle, Martin. They're all trying to persuade him. But Justin seems set on it.
And that leads to that warning, doesn't it? The one that really sticks with you.
It does. Never underestimate Justin Elliott. It hangs in the air.
It feels like more than just business advice. It's about understanding the deeper currents, the real stakes involved. This land issue feels symbolic.
Absolutely. It's like a clash of values, isn't it? Traditional farming versus, I don't know, a more corporate view of land as just an asset.
Taking that much land out of production, it could really change the place.
It could. And this whole atmosphere, this sort of background radiation of tension and maybe hidden motives, it feeds right into the next part, doesn't it? The security concerns.
Yeah, the undercurrents of unease. And it's not entirely new, is it? There was that little tortoise thing before.
Right, the medication incident. That seems to have left a mark, a kind of lingering paranoia, the sources suggest. Made people jumpy.
And now we see Mick helping out at the pub, but unpaid.
Yeah, and there's this debate. Should they keep him on, even unpaid, or send him home? Joy's working, so he is useful. But there's also this worry that all the constant worrying about security is actually unsettling the customers. Not great if you're going for a pub award.
Tricky balance, trying to feel safe without scaring everyone off.
Exactly. And then, bam, things escalate. The car park attack. You get this sense of sudden chaos, a scramble sound, Tracy yelling, "Get away," and you're on camera.
And then they find Kenton's car, scratched up pretty deep.
Just mindless damage. Or something more.
Well, that's the question. But Mick actually saw something. He was the hero, apparently. Oh, what did he do?
He spotted these hooligans on bikes, just as they were about to slash Pip's tires. Shouted. Scare them off, maybe.
Good on Mick. Did they catch them?
No, they were too fast. No number plates on the bikes. Vanished.
What did the police say?
Pretty much what you might expect, unfortunately. Logged the call, said they'll take a statement later. But they didn't seem worried. Suggested it was probably kids. You know, vandalism does happen.
Which must have frustrated Jolene. She called it mindless.
Yeah, she definitely seems to feel it's more serious than just kids messing about. But then comes the kicker. The cameras.
Ah, the ones Tracy yelled about. You're on camera.
Those exact ones. Mick goes to check the footage.
Yeah.
And it cuts out. It stops just before the bikes arrived.
What? Why?
Because the cameras themselves were smashed. Smashed to smithereens.
Oh. Okay, that changes things, doesn't it? That's not just random kids scratching a car. That sounds targeted, premeditated.
It certainly makes it feel that way. Smashing the cameras first. That takes planning.
So Jolene's reaction makes more sense now. Ordering new cameras, expensive ones, fitted quickly.
Within 10 days max, yeah. She's taking it very seriously. And it leads to this debate about what to do next.
Right. She wants to bring back Brett, the security guy, even though it costs.
Yeah. Try Brett again. And also keep Mick on, even though Mick has his job at Grey Gables. She feels they need both.
But Kenton's pushing back.
He is. He's still leaning towards most likely kids. Thinks Jolene is maybe getting it out of proportion.
But Jolene's connecting it to past troubles. Marky's mates. Feeling targeted.
That's her fear, yeah. That it's not random. That they are the target.
So where do they land for now?
They agree to keep Mick on. Just for now.
Yeah.
It feels like an uneasy truce, though. The underlying disagreement is still there.
Okay, so let's try and pull all these threads together. We've got Rosie's confidence.
Contrasting with Tracy's anxiety and retreat.
Then the corporate power plays, Annabelle's rise, Justin's land grab.
Underscored by that warning about underestimating him.
And finally, this vandalism that feels like maybe it's not just vandalism, smashing cameras, making people feel unsafe.
It really paints a picture, doesn't it? How these seemingly separate events, a birthday wish, a party refusal, a business deal, a scratched car, they're all connected. They all reflect these deeper currents running through the community. The fears, the ambitions, the power struggles.
Yeah, it shows that under the surface of everyday life, even somewhere familiar like Ambridge, there are these complex dynamics constantly at work, often unseen until something happens.
Exactly. It's this web of connections, personal anxieties bumping up against bigger economic forces, and this constant low hum of, are we safe?
Which leaves us, and you listening, with a final thought, I suppose.
What is the real cost of security? It's obviously money for cameras and guards, yes. But what about the psychological cost? The paranoia, that constant effort of trying to figure out what's a real threat versus what's just nerves, especially when things feel uncertain.
It makes you wonder, doesn't it? What hidden tensions might be simmering away in any community, just waiting for the right spark? Something to think about.
So, what are you doing now?
Just getting ready for the next episode. Just
And,
moving mics around.
So, what do you do?
I do the spot effects on the arches. Any
Are you what we
movements
call Foley then?
and- kind of. Yep.
Okay. And these are all part of the paraphernalia of production.
Yep. That's the ball bar. That's.
This one.
Yep. That's.
Haley so wanted to be in their own place when their baby came. It's due in 2 months. Not much chance of that now.
No.
I mean, it would have been a stretch for them financially, mind, but I just wish there was something practical I could do to help them, Caroline.
I think The Archers has had this immense popularity over the years, basically because it has always very accurately reflected the reality of life and living in a rural community at whatever